I'm gonna try to get through this without being too emotional, but I go back to the Summey family quite a ways. It was Jimmy's dad that drove my mom to the hospital to deliver me. So I go back about 75 years with him. We were best friends from the time we could walk. Dot, I think your mom uh, was my babysitter forever, as my mom was Jimmy's babysitter. And your mother got me my first real job, by the way, at Miller and Rhodes, working in Richmond. Your grandfather taught me to play guitar. Diane was my older sister. I think Jimmy and I annoyed her more than anything else. She was like 4 or 5 years older than we were. And we got in the way, and I think we entertained her once in a while, but I think we just kind of an annoyance. I remember when Kathy and Cindy were both born, and when Jimmy and I were in the house, we had to keep it down so we wouldn't wake them up when they were taking their naps, because if we did, we were in real trouble. So we had to do that. Here again, Jimmy and I were best friends from about the time we could walk. Excuse me. We went to school together. We had some adventures together, some of which I can talk about, some of which I can't. So real quickly, this story I wanted to tell. It had to be a Saturday morning, and we were maybe 17 years old. I don't know. So we borrowed Jim's car one morning, and we decided to take a road trip. And so the intent was to go to Washington, D.C. from Richmond, which is about 2 hours up the road. Go drive around the monuments and come back. We'd be gone 5 hours. So we got to D.C., and we saw the sign for Baltimore. And we thought, have you been to Baltimore? I've never been to Baltimore. So we drove up to Baltimore, which is like another hour up the road, until we saw another sign for Dover, Delaware. So, you ever been to Dover? No. Drive to Dover, and then we saw the sign for Philadelphia. So, okay. So we went to Philadelphia, and then we saw the sign for Atlantic City, New Jersey. We took the detour to Atlantic City. Now, by this time, we'd been on the road 6 hours, I don't know. I had this old map, and we thought, we got to get back here kind of quick, because they're going to start to miss us. There were no cell phones or anything back in those days. So we saw the map. The quickest way back was to take the Cape May ferry from Atlantic City across Cape May and then over into Lewes, Delaware. Looked like a little short deal. That thing killed 2 hours. We had to wait for the ferry to come in, unload, load us up, get us over. By that time, we were really running behind schedule. And so we had to get back to Richmond from Delaware pretty quick. The whole thing took us, it was over 500 miles, maybe close to 6. It took us 13 hours. So when we drove back, got back in front of Jimmy's house, his dad came out to greet us, welcome us home. Yeah, something like that. So we told him where we'd been, what we'd been doing, because we couldn't call and let anybody know what happened to us. The car was in good shape. We were in good shape. And I remember Jim saying that his biggest concern was how quickly we got back. Yeah. That was the road trip. I have some other stories. I'm not going to tell them today, but anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys.